Good morning, everyone. I welcome you to Science Online Lesson. And we are going to have a continuation of what we were learning yesterday. Friction. We discussed about how to increase friction, and today we are going to see ways of reducing friction. Ways of reducing friction. So before we continue with the ways of reducing friction, students, let's remind ourselves what we learned yesterday. How do we increase friction? Do you remember? Do you remember the ways we can increase friction? Yes, we said number one, we can increase friction by, come on, by doing what? Friction can be increased by one. What is supposed to be added on shoes? The shoes are supposed to be how? You remember? Are you sure you remember? People don't remember. People don't remember. Now, ways of increasing friction. Number one, on tires, we should have treated tires, not smooth tires. We increase friction in tires when they are just rough, very rough, not smooth. They are called treaded tires. Next, I'm reminding you, when we talk about soccer groups, those people who play soccer, especially goalkeepers. The goalkeepers, in order to catch the ball and the ball not to slip off their hands, they have to put on the soccer gloves. They help them so much to control the ball. Grooved sole, your shoes. Your shoes should have a sole that is rough, grooved sole, so that when you are walking, you will not fall down. Football shoes have studs. You know, football, those footballers, those people who play football, sometimes they run very fast. They walk very fast, like when they want to control the ball. So in order to be like stable, not to fall down each and every time, their shoes are being put what we call studs. These things here, these things down here, they are called studs, so that they can be able to control themselves, so that they cannot be falling down now and again, now and again. So that is what we talk. That is all what we talked about yesterday, about ways in which we can increase friction. And then how can we reduce friction? How can we reduce friction? You know, where there is less friction, we increase so that it can, like, everything will go on smoothly. Where we want to reduce it, we reduce so that to make work easier. It is either increasing or reducing. So these are some of the ways in which we can reduce friction. I hope you are listening. Number one, we said applying replicants. Applying replicants. Like in bicycles, Chakalan, if we don't apply oil on the chains of bicycles, number one, they can make a lot of noise. Like when you are riding a bicycle, they produce unpleasant noise, like choo, choo, choo. Have you ever heard that noise coming from bicycles? Huh? I'm asking the students, have you ever heard the noise like choo 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 from a bicycle?
No, I don't.
Aha! You have never heard the noise from a bicycle, like when you are riding a bicycle, or when someone is riding a bicycle, the bicycle produce a certain noise. The bicycle can be noisy and then difficult to pedal. Pedal is difficult to move around, pedal, move around because, yeah.
I saw the wheel of the bicycle so
Now, these oils that we apply on these chains help the bicycle to move very smooth and fast, and also it cannot produce that noise. Like if you don't apply oil or if you don't apply grease, the bicycle might be producing a lot of noise like choo, choo, choo. And then to avoid, we apply also this oil to avoid wear and tear. Yeah, and rust. Very good. Someone has written as a very good point here. And rust. So if we don't apply oil here, this chain is going to rust. And if it is going to rust, it can cause wear and tear. Wear and tear is like it can do what? Wear and tear. That one I want to like wear, like this one, wear. Something that is worn out and tear, there is tear. Like when you want to, do you understand the meaning of these words? It can cause wear and tear.
yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Boss, tell us what the meaning of this word in Pasadai is tear.
Hard.
When something is worn out, and this one worn is where?
Side.
So
Hi.
yeah, like we say, this chain here, because of friction, it can rust and it can wear and tear. And there is a lot of heat is going to be produced here if we don't apply replicants. Okay, thank you. Host, thank you so much for teaching us Pasadai. And next is polishing services. Polishing services. Like you make like tables. In order to reduce friction, we have to make the tables to be so smooth. So smooth. When the tables are smooth, even cleaning up becomes so easy. So you can imagine when you are cleaning a very rough surface and a very smooth surface. The very smooth one is so easy to clean compared to the rough surface. So when we want to reduce friction, we polish surfaces. We make the surfaces very smooth. And this one, adding wheels. Can you imagine now this person is pushing this thing without wheels? What will happen? Like the box is being pushed forward without these wheels here. Pushing will become very difficult. A lot of friction will occur. Maybe a lot of heat can be produced between the box and the service down here. So we do what? We add wheels like this one, adding wheels to make this one move very fast and smoothly. And this one is the same point on suitcases. Now imagine you are pushing a suitcase without wheels like this. This is a suitcase. Now the suitcase don't have wheels. Now you can imagine how it will be. You are pushing a suitcase without wheels. It can be very difficult. using ball bearings. I know you know these things here. I don't know whether you know where we can use them. Where are these things? Have you ever seen these things, ball bearings? Yeah, they are made
No.
of metal. Have you ever seen them?
No.
No.
Using ball bearings, this one, there are some things like wheels, and they can move like they are. Where can we get this one? In us? Wow, very, very good. Someone here has helped us in a spinner. Spinner, something that goes around like this so that it can go around very easy, and to make work easier, you use ball bearings. Very good. You know, boys know better than girls. These things, boys know them better than girls. So someone has told us that in spinners, you find ball bearings there. Ball bearings are used in spinners, things that keep on going round and round and round. And this one, applying oil. When you apply oil, you make the movement very easy. Make the movement of the parts very easy when you apply oil, especially on engines. Engine of tractors, car engine, bicycles, motorcycles, where the wheel goes round, 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 round. We need to apply oil here so that the movement around, round, round may become very, very easy to avoid wear and tear. Okay, these are some of the ways of reducing friction. These are some of the ways of reducing friction. You apply replicants, polish surfaces, add wheels using ball bearings, and you apply oil on moving parts, especially where the machines move, like if there is a moving part that it keeps on going around, round, that part is supposed to be applied oil or grease, or we call them lubricants, so that they cannot produce heat, to avoid heat being produced and to avoid wear and tear. Up to there, is there any questions, students?
No.
Oh, teacher.
Okay, no, there is something you want to know, like friction is increased by making the surfaces or by making things rough, like this one. When you compare this one, the ways of increasing friction, you see everything is rough, like it is not smooth. Everything here we are talking about, it should be rough. This one is so rough, it has thread. Tire should be rough. These gloves, so the hands are smooth. The hands are smooth. So we put on gloves. The gloves are rough so that the ball and the roughness of the gloves can stop the ball from slipping off your hands. And what about the shoe sole? Shoe sole are there, they are gloved, very rough, so that to enable you walk without falling down. And this one, footballers, under their shoes, there are studs to make their movement stable so that they cannot slip and fall down. So there is 2 points here you want to know. When you compare this one, increasing and reducing friction, we realize that when we want to increase friction, you make the surfaces rough. And when we want to reduce, you make the surfaces smooth. Or like maybe you add oil, or you polish, or you add wheels. So everything is like smooth. There is nothing like rough things. Like this one, when you add wheels, you can imagine how that this thing is going to move with wheels. So easy. And when we apply oil, the moving parts are going to move so easy because there is oil. So there is nothing like heat, or there is no much friction formed when the parts are moving around like this. So those are the 2 points I want you to know. When you increase friction, the surfaces should be rough. You make the surfaces rough. And when you reduce, it is either you make the surfaces smooth, or you apply lubricates, or you add wheels. 3 things when you reduce friction. It is either number 1, to make the surfaces very smooth by polishing. 2, you apply lubricants like oil, like grease. Number 3, you can use wheels to move. Like on suitcases, you add wheels. On something like trolley, that is why we have wheels on trolleys. Yeah, something like that. That one is very, you can differentiate like that. When I want to increase friction, I must make the surfaces very rough. And when I want to decrease or reduce, I use lubricants, I use wheels, and also I make the surfaces very smooth, all polishing the surfaces. Very good. Now, what we are going to talk about is examples of frictions in our daily lives. Like there is something you can do at home and you don't know, like you are applying friction. You are learning friction, but you don't know that that is friction you are doing. So in our daily lives, there are some things we do, and that is what we call friction. It is either we are experiencing friction in one way or the other. So we are going to look here some good examples in which we can apply friction in our daily lives. Like where can we apply friction in our daily lives? Number 1, sliding on a garden slide. It is made possible because of friction. So here, in order to slide, the surface should be smooth. In order to slide, the surface or the slider should be very smooth. In making this surface or slider smooth, we are reducing friction. So there, friction is being reduced by making this surface very smooth, slow. So, oh, this one is coming down slow. It's just I wanted to show you example. I know when you are on a slide, you go very fast, but mine is very slow, but don't worry. Okay, I wanted to show you an example of like sliding. It's funny. Oh, yeah, it is funny. In a slide, someone is going very slow. Okay, but I wanted to show you an example, just an example, sliding on a garden slide. This one in our daily life, this one friction apply here. And you do sliding, like when you are at school, you slide each and every time. Like example, those small babies. Okay, because you are laughing at my picture, let me go to another one. How can you laugh at my picture like that? Okay, drilling a nail into a wall. You see someone drilling, there is, when you are doing like this, heat is being produced. I don't know whether you have ever seen this. If you touch this drill, it is hot, very hot. If you touch it, it is very hot because there is a lot of friction between the drill and the wall. Drilling a nail into a wall, this is friction. Doing work here. And next, sketching. I don't know. I don't know whether you are going to laugh at this one. Is holding a skate instead of sketching is holding a skate. Oh, okay. Very good. Now that is what we call sketching. Friction is doing what is 5555? I don't know. 55 maybe when you write 55 it means like okay, like I don't know. 555. But I saw like Thai people use 555.
Teacher, why he's so funny?
55 means funny.
Yes, but he is so funny.
Okay, this is sketching. This picture is not clear. This is sketching. You didn't see. Okay, look.
Teacher, I sketching every day too. I play surf sketch.
Yeah. Examples of friction in our daily lives. Skating. There is friction between the road and the wheels of this person. This is Kalma. Emmanuel. Manuel, you are making us to laugh. So, skating, this is friction at work. And then, walking on the road, this is friction at work. When you exert, like, for example, can you imagine if there is no friction between the feet and the road, you will be falling down each and every time you walk. So friction helps us to walk. Look at this. Look at this person. Huh? Is this a human being or is this a
A big leg. A big leg and big tummy.
Oh,
But
you
small
are just today you are laughing at my
Teacher, why his head is very small.
yeah,
But
somebody is
his
saying that
body is very big.
Yes,
the
his
is
body
flat.
very big.
Yes, a very flat, like animatronic human. Wow. So this is an example of walking on the
Oh,
road.
ano fat.
Oh. And another one is you cannot see my car.
Oh my God, what is that?
Oh my god!
Drive of a vehicle on a
What
service.
is that?
This is a vehicle. You don't see the vehicle carrying a lot of I don't know, hay or sewage. Maybe the food for feeding cows. Huh? This is a vehicle. Vehicle now. You don't see a vehicle. Oh, you are now starting joking. You don't see a vehicle in my picture. You don't see a vehicle. You are now joking. This is a vehicle. This is a vehicle. This is a straw. Ah, my God. This is not a straw. Driving of a vehicle on a service, friction applies air of car. Friction applies there. And then next, apply brakes to stop moving vehicles. When you apply brakes, friction help you to apply brakes. So if there is no friction, there is no way you can apply brakes. So where is there something like, Emmanuel, something like applying brakes?
Teacher, why the back of that car is moving?
The car.
No, the truck.
Oh, this truck.
It has something in that?
Yeah, these are trucks that they can carry. These trucks, you know, like they are used to transport things like long distance from where, for example, from Bangkok to, if this is going to Ajay or to Narathiwat, maybe they use truck to transport every things like building materials like cement, all nails, or there are some trucks that can transport what? I don't know whether you understand. This is a truck. And this is an example on how friction is used in our daily lives. There is a truck and there is a small vehicle here. Both of them, they apply brakes. If there is no brakes, maybe there could be accident here. Maybe this truck can clash this small vehicle here. But because of brakes, because there is friction, and now friction can help these two drivers to apply brakes easily. So in my point here, applying brakes to stop a moving vehicle is an example on where we can use friction in our daily lives. I don't know whether you understand what we are discussing about. Do you understand what we are talking about? Examples of friction in our daily lives, like where we can use friction or where friction can help us. Friction can help you here. For example, in this situation here, the friction has helped these two drivers. If there was no friction, there is no way these drivers can apply brakes. But because of friction, they can apply brakes smoothly and easily, and they avoid such things like accidents. And this one, yeah, Pumka, okay. Writing on a notebook or blackboard. Oh, the car doesn't look no more. You are today you are laughing at my pictures. I don't know why. When you are writing, because when you are writing, you have a pen and you have your book. Friction help you to write very good handwriting. Can you imagine like that? The friction is the one that enable you to write in your notebook very, very smoothly. So when you are writing on the notebook or on the blackboard, friction is doing work there. Friction helps us to write. Yeah, it is a picture GIF. That is why it is writing very fast to show you the writing, like writing. This is the meaning of the word write. I put pictures so that you can understand better. I put pictures so that you can understand. I don't like writing on a notebook or blackboard. So I put a picture there to show maybe there are some people who don't understand what writing is. So this is what we mean by writing. This person is writing. So yeah,
I think when you put a picture, we understand and we are laughing too.
yeah. When I put a picture, you understand more, and it is fun. So this one is writing on a notebook. Friction apply when you are writing on your notebook or on the board. Friction apply. So friction help us to write in our notebook. And next, flying of airplanes. When airplanes are up there, it is because of friction. They can move freely in air, you know, and their bodies are like this one, streamlined. You know the meaning of the word streamlined? Do you know the meaning of the
know.
word streamlined body?
Yes.
Like when we talk about the shape of the fish, the shape of the airplanes, they have streamlined body like this. Their bodies are like they are sharp at the front, sharp like, so that to be able to move, to penetrate or to move freely in the air without any obstacle. So there is friction between the airplane and the air. So in order to fly an airplane smoothly on air, first of all, their bodies, like their shape should be streamlined body, so that they can be able to penetrate, to pass through the air very easy. So friction applies here in our daily lives. Flying of airplanes every day experience what we call friction. And then, am I finishing? That is all where we can apply friction. Let's think of somewhere like an activity you do at home, anything that we have not mentioned here. Can you think of any where we can apply friction, either at home, at school, somewhere? Is there something you can add? Where can you apply friction?
I learned with teacher Naomi.
Yes.
Can you imagine, like, this is my phone, for example. Can you imagine when your phone is so rough, touch, smartphone touch, and it is so rough on the screen? What will happen? Will you be able to slide smoothly like this, like you touch? Do you understand what I'm asking? The screen of the smartphones, what if they were so rough? Maybe you can go to the toilet. What if the screen of your smartphones was so rough, not smooth? What will happen? So think of it. That is a thought, food of the thought. You think of it like you look at something, you say, what about if this phone had a rough screen? If this screen was not smooth, what would happen? You think of that. So I have learned that. This is what I have learned. I don't know whether you have learned like that, like me. I have learned that force is a pull or a push. You know, we are finishing this topic. So if you have a question, you can ask. If you didn't understand somewhere, you can tell me, so that next week when we are doing our revision, because we are going to do that revision exercise, objective questions about force and friction, so that I can do revision on where you did understand. So today, where you feel like I did not understand this one, you tell me today. Okay, I have learned that force is a pull or a push. Have you learned that, or it is me myself? Have you learned that? Have you learned that force is a pull or a push? Yes or no? Also, I learned that I can use a spring scale to measure force. Force is measured in newtons. This is what I have learned. I don't know you, whether you have learned like that. A resultant force is the total amount of force acting on the object or body along with the direction of the body. Friction is the force that acts in the opposite direction to motion. Motion means to movement. Motion means movement. This is what I have learned here. And many other things. How to increase friction and how to reduce friction and where to apply friction in our daily lives. In our daily life, because like when you are walking, you know that you are walking because of friction. And then students, let me ask you a question. The last point here before I ask a question, because our time is almost. Friction prevents us from slipping or falling. Yes. And then I want to ask you a question, students. But we have learned these things that I'm going to ask you, we have done them. Now, if I ask you, what is the importance of friction? The use, like friction is useful in our lives. How? How? Let us think of that as we, that is my question, and you have to answer it before we finish our lesson. If I tell you that friction is very useful, or friction is very important in our lives, now tell me how friction is important in your life. Tell me how. Now we are talking about advantages of friction. This one you think. We have done them.
Prevents us from slipping.
Very good. So you say friction helps us to walk without falling down. Very good, Paige. Very good. Number 2. Two. We have talked a lot of things, students, a lot of things. Especially when we talked about, yes, Jongkwan, unmute your mic and you speak. Jongkwan.
We measure force by using a spring scale.
Will, pardon, please. You speak louder. You speak louder, Jongkwan. Again, Jongkwan.
We measure force by using a spring scale.
Very good, Jongkwan. Very good. Yeah, in our daily lives, friction is very important. Do you remember when you were talking about, like, I expected you to tell me that we write in our notebook because of friction. Friction helps you to write in your notebook very fast and very smooth without any problem. We have talked about walking, writing in our books or on our whiteboards. Another thing, friction helps us to drive our cars smoothly on the road without causing an accident. Friction helps us to apply brakes, emergency brakes wherever necessary. So, like, there is very many things friction can do. Friction can do many things. So, I'm leaving you with a homework, but you are not writing that homework down. That homework is for thinking. You think how friction is very, very useful in our lives, you think? And then when we meet next week on Tuesday, we are going to start from there. You tell me the importance of friction in our lives, many points. And then we revise the revision exercise in your workbook. We will revise it next week. Page 77, you will have your workbook and your pen because we are going to revise together as you write down the answers. That is what we will do on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, we start our new topic about sound. Our next topic is sound. So on Tuesday next week, we are going to rewind everything about friction, about force. So if you have a question, if there is somewhere you didn't understand, you just write down on Tuesday, you tell me everything and I will make you to understand. Students, is that okay? Hello, my dear students. Is that okay?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Still, I'm waiting for your homeworks. Remember, I gave you from number one homework, the first topic we did, living things in the environment. Some people have not done. I'm still waiting for those who have not done. I check every day to see whether there is someone that has submitted. I check it every day. Nobody has done it. Like those people, I say 12 students have done their homework, but others they have not done. So the teacher is here again to tell you, please students, do your homework. Okay.
Teacher,
Students,
did they have homework?
and the homework,
page
I gave you the homework, the one that I gave you, this one for friction. That is the homework that I have for you. I gave you yesterday, this one. I don't know whether you can see it. Friction. 5 questions. Friction. Page.
No, I don't see.
Okay, in your workbook, page 76. That one.
76 workbook or
76?
class book?
Workbook.
Okay.
Workbook. This one, workbook.
Okay.
Page 76.
Teacher, I do it finish.
Yes.
Not done?
I finished it.
Okay, you will finish today because we have finished this like, I know you will know the answers because we have done most of the things in friction. We have done most of the things, so it is very easy to answer those questions. So, page 76 in your workbook. Very good, students. Any question? No question. Have a nice day. Students, have a nice day. And then see you.
Thank you, Teacher Naomi.
Okay, see you next week. And I will miss you. You know, I will miss you tomorrow, the Friday, weekend, Monday, Tuesday. I will be missing you.
Oh.
Okay, goodbye.